Welcome to BeoTalk number 355. Hope everybody's doing well today. Congrats, Lawrence, for being part of the BeoSound 9000 club. Screen share. Shillings and stuffs. Go buy something at Skinny Play. Use the promo code for 10% off. Always good stuff. Go to Tigrina. Come back with this prettiness. Go buy something at Tigrina. Same deal, actually. Use the promo code.
Yeah, I'm looking away from the screen. That's funny.
Yeah, I can't change that. I don't know how that happens and how it chooses it, but you're also on top now. So
Can I wonder if I can? Oh, I can rotate. Oh, there we go. I flipped it. We're good. So it's my side that has to do it. But then if we go to main screen, am I going to be looking this way now?
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see how it goes.
Because there's another option called mirror. But they don't do nothing.
Come join our Discord if you haven't yet, but it's a good place to be. And last but not least, if you want to support Willie in that miserable Canadian place,
yeah, that's it.
Okay. Buy him a coffee at buymeacoffee.com/BeoWillie.
Sweet. Here's to you. An espresso.
Yeah, that'll be our sort of super chat thing. So I'll monitor it as well. So if you want any guaranteed answers to your topic and or question, like we used to do with super chats, go donate something there,
and we'll go from there.
Yeah, help Willie have better steaks.
Because they're expensive now in Alberta, in Montreal. Exactly. So should have a buy me a cigar campaign, but I don't think that website exists.
Yeah. Also, cigars are even more ridiculously expensive in Canada.
Oh yeah. It's no fun, no joke.
I mean, they're what, like smoke. 5 times the price of what they are here?
I think Cohibas now, if you buy like a Siglo 6 in Montreal, is about $280.
For one?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's a real kick in the nuggets.
Wow.
Yeah, Cohibas are overpriced. So is Davidoff. Davidoff just got out of control. If you go for like the Year of a Dragon, you're looking at like $300-400 a smoke.
I'm gonna.
But my buddy Nathan would be a much better guy to answer all that than me, because he's a real aficionado. Can I mirror this again? Okay, this way. Did it go? Let me go live
here. Let's see. So it's $60 here for one, for a Year of the Dragon one.
Yeah, that's insane. Like the tax here is insane. It's almost
holy moly.
Yeah, dude, it's not worth doing anything with it. Let's see if I can rotate myself back to looking at you. I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't know what happened here. Like, I don't know how you ended up on the other side.
Oh, there we go. I mirrored it now. I see. I have to rotate it and then I can mirror. It's weird. But now we're looking at one another almost, more or less. It kind of makes sense even on my side with the like referring to things, because they're not switched.
That's weird. Well, whatever. It works. We're here.
That's it.
I doubt the people are watching this for our faces.
So. Yeah, I think so too. So, anyways, I had a pretty interesting installation this week. We were doing like security camera hookups and whatever in his house.
Yeah.
And they had a B&O sound system with the rock speakers not working. I was there prior to assess it, blah, blah, blah. And dude, like I lifted those rock speakers, man. It was like fucking horror movie underneath them, like with all these bugs and crap in it.
Yeah.
Oh, I have to pull the cable out, right? Look at the splice that some genius did 15 years ago. Speakers
Well,
all rotted
survived
out.
15 years apparently.
Yeah, they've been there for a while. Like this was a place where BeoSound 9000 had Pentas as main speakers, Mark IIIs.
Huh.
So it goes long ways back. I think they had it was a 3500 on the wall. It wasn't the LCS because it had AMEM in the commands and stuff. But yeah, it was pretty to do the rock speakers. But yeah, I got some pictures, but I think I don't know, I'll send them to you.
Was that the one where the 9000 just wanted to go left or right or whatever it was?
No, that's a different. That's from Calgary, that picture. That was sent to me by Nick, I guess, that video. And I try to get hold of Brad, but I can't get an answer because he's got some stuff going on in his life. So it's just what it is. But I'm hoping to get an answer of some sort, because I have never seen that in my life. Like, I have never seen that in my life. Let's see if we can do this and that. Yeah. Can I just do this? No, I think Shift D, I think it is to download. Yeah. Can I send you? Can I drop a file into this chat thing we got going on, or will it go fucked up?
God, I don't know.
Okay, let's see.
You can, if you just have the pictures up, you can just share them. Like,
oh, I guess so. Yeah, let's see.
Just the share screen thing.
Yeah.
And you can get a tab or the whole screen or whatever you want to do.
No, I'll do the tab. So if I go to here and then Video Ninja, is this the share screen? Yeah. Google Photos. This one. Boomer styles. So yeah, I use these connectors to waterproof it all.
Yeah, those work.
Blue goo. Yeah, they work very, very well. And let's see. The next one. Actually go back one this way. So this is, and I heat shrink tube it afterwards as well. So they are absolutely solid. And then I think the next one is the rock. Yeah. So that's it. That was playing off of an active kit from downstairs when I went to see that. Ooh. The wiring. Ooh. Splice is opened and just not, colonies.
Yeah, some people don't mind a little bit of interference. Or when your phone goes off, that your speakers go.
It's not even that. Like, the splices were all good, but it's just the presentation of it. When you look downstairs, it's like, fuck me, who did that? It's a little too much sometimes, or a little too little, right? Or now, like, if why would you be so proud of your cabling when your final setup is shit? That's another question that I would have. Willie, do you know how to replace an alu pad on a Horst? I'm getting a new one from STB tomorrow. I would buy a bite guard because it's fucking literally peeling that thing off. It's attached the same way as the BeoVision 9 front platter, if you've ever had the privilege or disprivilege to work with that, which are those B&O's double-sided tape with the purple or pinkish the pull-away strap, right? The see-through clear.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, man, they have a devil's grip on them, and I'm sure there is at least like 4 strips across on the 9000. Like, the best way to do it is get a set of good gloves and a heat gun or a blow dryer that'll last a little while, and just heat it up and peel it off. First of all, take it off the pipe. Take the thing apart, because you're gonna fuck up the pipe as soon as you poof, right? So yeah,
ding that shit like crazy.
Oh, dude, you're gonna be fucking mad, because just take the platter completely off and work with it alone. I would even recommend taking those screw things off just in case they heat up, because you're gonna need a lot of heat to get this fucking thing off, man. There's a lot of glue strip on it without bending it. If you don't care for bending it, I would still gently warm it up and just peel it off, because there's no way to, like, there's no click down, rotate, and it pops off magically or whatever. No, it's meant to not be moved and touched again. I have mine that has slight things on it, not worthy of replacement, but I do have a platter downstairs. Had I known, right? I could have brought it up and showed you what that looks like when it's brand new. But yeah, it's those pink double-sided tape that B&O uses factory, that it's very hard to remove unless you heat it up properly. So that's
it's a lot of older double-sided tape like that also is on there forever, essentially.
Yes. Yeah, that doesn't go away. Like the way that B&O used to do it, the only thing I think that B&O had suffered with, and that's not due to their poor choice of material, it's just the era that that material was in progress of and how far ahead in chemicals it was the foam that they filled 6000s and 8000s with that rotted out, and 3500. That
4,000
turned out, and 4000s, like that turned out to be a death penalty for it, where now they've replaced it with that white, it's almost like magic eraser foam, but it's not, right? Like it's got that weird density to it, but that is impervious to, I guess, mold and heat and I guess dust.
Chemical process crap.
It's just fucking toxic, but it works. So yeah, I'd rather have that toxic shit in there. But I don't know. I guess like on the Lab 8s, it doesn't matter because they're not ported, right? So they're not out of the ports. They're not huffing it out with all the rest of the PCB boards, you know. I still always, when I open a new B&O speaker, I take a breath out of the bag. It smells Denmark in it, or whatever I call it. I call it Denmark. The first smell of electronics. Yes, I'm weird. But anyways,
well, they do have a smell for sure.
Oh yeah, they do have a smell, especially when you first time turn them on. Like that theater has a unique scent to it when it breaks in, I guess, heat wise. But
another thing you could maybe have handy is a new Stanley knife that is extremely long, that you can maybe wedge it in between if you have a little bit of lift, and then cut the strips in half.
Or just go to a dollar store and get yourself a couple of plastic spatulas, so then you don't damage paint.
Yeah.
On the, because
I guess another way to do it is dental floss.
You can't, because there's a fucking lip. It goes, and it's stuck in. Unless you get that lip, I don't know how, without bending the plate. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's not fun, because that thing has, it has a lip on it, bro. You could. Dental floss would work if it's the same as mine. Like, I don't know what generation the foot stand it is.
Yeah.
The thing has a lip, but there is just enough gap where you can see the tape, but you can see the gap between the metal and the aluminum plate.
Yeah, go to like a car store and get a bunch of these.
Like the interior removers, or whatever they are. I have a set of those too. They're a godsend, quite honestly. In the installation world, they're great for toggle bolts, because you can hold the screw and instead of trying to hold it with your glove and chew through it, or with your fingers, and it hurts.
So take your time, get some dental floss. It doesn't cost anything. Like these things don't cost that much either.
Yeah. With dental, it still will remove the floor stand pipe off of it.
I mean, I would still do that and heat it up a bit. Like if you heat it, it'll be easier.
Yes.
You're probably going to spend an equal amount of time of just getting all this residue off, because it's been on there.
It goes off pretty well with rubber alcohol. Rubbing alcohol goes off very well. It melts, but it melts to this goopy shit, so it's like endlessly unscoopable with the paper towel. So there you go. But I honestly think you should accept the fact that you may lose the plate. Period.
Yeah, but he's got a new one anyway, so.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But you should accept the fact, like, you're changing it for a goddamn reason. So
yeah,
forget it. Don't get
So-
like, monkey wrench wild with it. But I would say the likelihood of you taking it off clean, I don't know for what purpose anyways, it's dented. Maybe you want to make a bowl out of it or something later, but or a big coaster. But yeah.
I guess you could, yeah.
Yeah, you could do something out of it, but I would honestly be prepared mentally and psychologically that you may bend the shit out of it as you're, especially around the drill hole where it's thin. So I would start from there actually and work my way to the front.
Yeah. I mean, that old stuff was. They made it in such a way that it would last forever, but also it wasn't really made to be worked
serviced in that way
because you didn't need to.
No, not in that fashion. Well, I guess they made it in a way that I think it was easier to produce it than trying to weld the spikes on it and then polish off the damage that the welding process does to aluminum on one side because the plate is thin. I'm sure that some sort of hewing would occur.
Yeah.
So they chose it to do it that way, where like the Avant or the Avant didn't have it. Did it? No. But the theater does, where there's the peg, the guide peg, right? That you put on. That's welded. That's not like they didn't machine that out, because imagine that's a fucking very big loss of aluminium to shave off all of that just to do one peg.
Yes. Yeah, it's yeah. Yeah, all modern plates just sort of lay on there.
Mm-hmm. Well, they're guided by the magnet holes, right? Which is
Yeah.
also like within the tolerance. And because the finish is circular, you never see it spin. Essentially, that's the whole point of it. Unless you buy a black anthracite stand and then you see the dust.
Next time, just be mad at whoever vacuums.
To dent the thing.
Yeah, that's usually how it happens, right? It's either vacuum or kids. It's most likely a vacuum.
Yeah, vacuum or kids with their toy cars, especially if you have like the metal matchbox cars. Yeah, that's damage.
Yeah, I think I've said it before, but my friend in Miami has everything on like even his 90s, right? On like 2-inch wooden plates that have the same size, but it's partially so his son can have the cars on the floor.
Fudge.
And it doesn't bump into anything.
It's not a bad idea. Because I don't have that problem, but yeah, I would probably have that problem. Especially the crowns on the bottom; those are so susceptible to any damage whatsoever. Like I usually just vacuum very close to around them, and then just take the wet cloth and wipe everything plus under the speakers.
I mean, even if you have the best kids in the world, right? Like which everybody probably claims they have, like you're not there 24/7.
Dude, even yourself, if you're the best in the world, you fuck up sometimes, bro. Like. One day I was putting the remote control. I don't know what I did. I put the remote on the bracket, right? It didn't like magnet because it fucked up, and try to catch it and just poof, 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 and it dented the prick out of the wall, man. Because to try to catch this, it doesn't give to drywall here. So now there's a whole bunch of little mini dents all over the world, or all over the world going down. God is. So.
Yeah, it's.
There's always that one day that you break the glass. Like this, per se, the freaking crack on this right now. You know how that happened? I had a fucked up Nespresso capsule. I went to the bathroom. I usually look at the machine to do it. It shot the glass off and it stopped maybe, I would say, this much more and it'll come off the counter. And the coffee went into like it shot the whole tray out. I don't know what happened, man, but not good. So now my glass is wounded. Irreparably.
I mean, they're so expensive.
Right? And it's not like, who do you blame? Like, it's the fuck was making coffee to call this the machine, right?
Yeah.
Son of a bitch. Anyways,
I mean,
that's life, right? Like, you just can't prevent things from happening.
Bremdal has them, but God, they're what, like
$200 or some nonsense for me to get them here. 260, I think.
Yeah, I think it's like 50 or 60 for two X shipping.
Aren't they done? Or aren't they done?
Yeah, no, the B&O shop is, but
the website
the
works.
Bremdal Radio bit is their what you call it, their museum / secondhand bit.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, at Bremdal Radio, like that part of their shop or museum or whatever you want to call it, that literally has everything classic. Like they have like, I think 3 Beogram 7000s, like 2 Beogram 6500s, like 5500s, and they're all essentially in new condition.
I have a BeoCenter 9000 in mint condition, rebuilt fully. If anybody's interested, I'd be loving to get rid of it. So if you're in Canada or anywhere closer to here, you're more than welcome to pick it up.
Let's see.
$500K in dollars, and it's yours. That's what it cost me to rebuild it.
See, they have an Avant. They have a V1. This is all classics. I mean, if you want the wheelbarrow TV, if you want the Havana edition.
The Havana edition is actually beautiful, from what I've seen it in real life, actually, in Denmark. Yeah, they have a ton of stuff. A lot of V1s.
Let's see.
Even the Avant.
Loading products.
That's a lot. Are these all rebuilt or?
No, I think they're in such a shape that they didn't even need to be rebuilt.
And Dave says you can't blame Justin Trudeau anymore. That's like saying you can't blame your ex-wife for taking your half. Okay, that's just what that is, in my opinion. But anyways, let's move on to the turntables.
But there's a shit ton of them.
Yeah, there is. What is that box? Oh, the rear amplifier. Okay.
This one is so gorgeous. It came in the 1202.
Yeah.
I should have splurged and got this
in
one.
White too, Codis. That's hard to find. That's hard to find.
Weirdly, this is one of the few that has a Euro US switch on the back that you literally click it over.
Sick.
Because it is these, like I have the 3000 and it doesn't have that, and it only came out as a Euro model, and it turns out it's Hertz sensitive.
So you're screwed here.
Yeah. So it's like, even with the adjuster knob all the way adjusted, it's still like 5 to 7% fast, which is a really strange listening experience, right?
No shit, everything's they sound a little bit higher pitched than normal.
Yeah, it's also all a little bit faster, and they all talk like this, and they're like, "Oh, yeah, you know." What the hell?
Oh Christ, yeah, that's not cool. It's because you can watch YouTube videos in 2x, right? So it's almost the same experience, but a little faster, I guess, on the YouTube side. But yeah, that's funny.
So yeah, I mean, they used to have a lot more. When the 4000s were around, they had quite a few of those. I mean, I wouldn't mind getting one of these 7000s. These are also really gorgeous.
Yeah, those are nice. That's essentially what the BeoTime clock came off of.
Yes.
Was the background, I mean, the planner offered this.
I mean,
which is very cool.
I'm still surprised they never B&O as the company, right, did more with these, the 8002s.
I've seen that like once or twice, the turntable. But that was the part of that whole wall unit, wasn't it? Or was it that there was another one?
No, that was the 4500.
4500 was the wall unit. That one was freaking cool, man. I've seen that installation only once, where there was a doctor in Calgary that had the entire system
But
all the way across the wall.
If
It
I'm
was
not
so
mistaken, on this one, the bearing is magnetic. So, like, it's one of the most high-tech 80s things ever, right? Like, because it's like, if it goes wrong, it's ridiculously complicated to fix. But like, nothing is essentially touching the plate when it spins, so there's like no hum coming from it.
No disturbance, basically.
Yeah.
No noise. That's cool.
I mean, then you have your little cubby with your 45 adapter, and you could put your brush in here somewhere.
Very cool.
Oh, it comes with an MMC2. Yeah, this is probably worth it. I mean, even if you go to Soundsmith, right, an MMC2 is so expensive.
That's expensive, man. That's an expensive needle. I think it's close to $1,000, no?
Yeah, I think the MMC1 starts at 1,000. The MMC2 is, I think, between 600 to 800 or so US.
Yeah.
And you can upgrade the MMC1 to like the voice, and then it's like 12 to 1,400 or something like that. I mean,
yeah, there's like the crazy one.
But yeah, if you want any of this stuff, go to Bremdal Radio.
Yeah, they got a lot of stuff. All vintage. Soon enough, they're going to have 18s on it, because there's a writing on the wall for those in November, right?
Yeah.
This is when they're going to be done for.
November, October, something like that.
That's the EOL. Well, I think the black ones are already done with. They were done for a month or two. So.
I mean, it's a sad day when they finally stopped the 18s, but they did say that, well, we got it confirmed, a few months ago?
Yeah. Yeah, they're.
I'm not sure B&O is openly saying it, but I mean, we know it.
It's a writing on the wall, man. That has to, they're the only two speakers in portfolio that are dumb, which is the 18 and 19, right?
Well, I mean, one of the things that I finally hope we get rid of is the stupid marketing, right? Because, I mean, that's not accurate.
Not Wi-Fi. Yeah, that's not. Well, Wi-Fi. It is sort of a Wi-Fi connection, but not really.
Yeah, but this is highly misleading, isn't it?
I know. Yeah, it is. It is. It should have been Wi-Fi, but somebody doesn't know how to spell properly, or auto-corrected itself to Wi-Fi. Would not be surprised.
I mean, I do like the style of all this and the photography. Like, it's better than most of the other products.
Yes.
It's been like this for ages. I mean,
I think that's when they still shot them for real.
Yeah. I mean, even if they say they shot it for real now, it's so over photoshopped.
Yes, it's like, way too massaged.
Let's give it 8 different filters, and like everything is soft and everything is smudgy.
I think that's generational now, because people can't, like, the entire, in my opinion, the entire Instagram nation, right? Yeah. Everybody puts filters on shit. Everybody put filters on everything. I don't put filters on it, but I should, I guess.
No, it's not needed.
But I don't think it's needed. If you take a good enough picture, you do not need to filter crap on it. Cropping, yes. Filtering, no.
Yeah. I mean, also, yikes.
I'm thinking I'm gonna buy a DSC board and a spare power supply for mine, just to have it in just like I have the spare Mac for the 9000. or CD Mac for the 9000.
Yeah, I probably will do the same because these are my ride or die speakers over the 50s even. Because they just always work.
That, and they're beautiful in a way, in their own way. They're sculptural, and they fucking work with my furniture and everything. That's why I'm still kind of on the fence with the Tigrino thing, because like that's gonna change the look of this completely. You know
Well,
what
if
I
it
mean?
doesn't work, I'll buy it off you.
There we go. But I'm also tempted that once I get it and I don't like the entire silver, I might just take the walnut one and interchange some lamellae in between with silver and make it, you know, like my own art deco. But where there's the two don't meet in the middle as two, but there's gonna be two and two apart and two again. So it's gonna be more concentric than what B&O has done. But I understand it, you know, because it's an even number. They should have gone with the 75 lamellae, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But I wonder if they didn't do it because of the sonic decision making. You know, if you have maybe that focal point for that, you know, mid-range tweeter, coaxial mid-range tweeter needs that opening in between the lamellae to focus out. Or if they did the 75th, right, they would have fucked it up somehow. Or the spacing would have been different. Probably tighter.
I mean, I'm looking at the original launch date of the 18s, 29th of October 2013. And even in the US, the launch price with the oak fronts was $6,590.
I remember.
And they're
they went up by
14,600 now. They went up
with
$8,000.
the oaks.
Yeah.
That's what I always told people, man. If you buy B&O, you'll never lose money on it. If you decide to sell it later, you most likely will sell it for what you bought it for, if not even more sometimes. Depends on what product. Because there are products that you can buy from B&O that become almost worthless over time. You know, like, not to insult, but BeoSound Edge. That product was a bad design, in my opinion. It was weird. I can't stand that I'm talking to a fucking wall, man. This is nonsense.
I can't change it.
I need to do this rotate mirror. There we go. And it didn't mirror on your side. What the heck?
I don't know what to do. I'm also weirdly mirrored, apparently.
Because you see that on the thing, but not on the stream. So weird. Yeah, I will stay like this on at least this screen, which people don't see. It's so weird. Anyways.
Let's see. Let's make a
poll. Will you miss the 18s?
Well, that I already think there will be an odd split in that, where some people still prefer the 8000s, which I do understand. Barry says, so is there a time machine like schism now between the ever higher rising prices products and the more stable ones like the B1 remote? Sorta, I guess. I mean, just in general, they've always had products that were more stable, and some that you could sort of tell were more, we're going to try something.
Yeah.
I mean, when the Balance initially launched, that very much felt like we're going to try something.
With the Mozart.
Yeah.
But that was already after Level came out, no?
No, the Balance was the first one.
Balance was the first one?
Yeah. But then the level and then the 28, like, okay, you're fully committed now, so okay, this is fine. But when you sort of looked at, I don't know, back in the day, like the Moment, right? Like that was one of one, and nothing worked like that, and it's like,
Yeah. Well, I think that what sucks is that they killed the user interface, and everything is diverted now into the what's it called? Into the phone app, and you
yeah,
have to be dependent on the phone because there is no other device. And actually, I'm glad that they ran a survey because I did answer that it's just nonsensical, and I would rather have something that is a bigger remote control, something that is larger than Halo, that has a proper user interface, like run the skeleton of the app or something, right? Like I'm sure that you can write some shit in Linux that will work. In my opinion, it's not impossible, and make a remote that is more like a control pad and a streaming engine for the house.
yeah, just have something run the app.
Because at the end, you just need a UI extension of your Mozart platform that is built into the speakers.
Yes.
That's all there's needed. Because I'm sure that if they come up with a subwoofer that is going to be Mozart, then that subwoofer is essentially going to be your stream engine for the entire set. Because then you're going to most likely, and not most likely, 100%, you're going to DPL into the speakers, unless they even introduce a WISA module inside the subwoofer that it can connect the speakers directly, which I think would be cool. It's more stable of a technology, I think, than the DPL that they, there's still a little bit about it that is iffy, unless you hardwire it from the subwoofer, which, wouldn't be that far off to make sense. And and then you just use your, I don't know, whatever that sub would look like, but then just have an interface of some sorts. Like you do need something more than Halo. Halo is a perfect remote control for home control. That's it, my opinion. I use it more for controlling the lights and scenes and shit than I used to use it for navigating the YouTube and whatever. Like this is much easier to navigate shit with, you know?
Yeah, the Halo is similar to the Moment in the sense that it was launched as something, and I mean it was saved much more so than the Moment ever was, right? But it became something totally else that it's not marketed as.
No.
I mean, because it's not really like a music control device as they launched it. I mean, you can, but it's more so a volume dial and previous next and source selector. But beyond that, you can't even like
metadata. Yeah, basic metadata on B&O radio, but or Deezer, but there's no browsability of your personal library and content of any kind, right? Like that's what sucks.
Yeah, you can't even start a playlist unless it's under my button.
Yes, I also don't like the disconnect when it comes to that with the interface that you have for the iPhones versus the Android on the B&O BeoLiving app or BLI app. I know that's probably more of a chemo complaint, I would say, than B&O, because that interface of the radio, I mean, the remote controls is not there. Maybe it's just my error that I didn't program it correctly or didn't put the interfaces in correctly. I'll try that and see. But yeah, it's I think we're in very much of a need, and we've been beating this to the ground since the moment got discontinued, that B&O needs something. You need a streamer, man. People buy high-end AVM streamers and whatever else that like we saw in Quebec-Son, right? Now it's the core that's being pushed, but at the end of the day, you still need your goofy phone. And coming from my personal experience, I don't really listen to music much because if I start listening to it off the phone, there is a point when the shit comes on, something, you get disconnected, distracted, right? And all of a sudden, somebody sends you some goofy YouTube short. Now you're doom scrolling in it. And now you're not really listening to music because it's just gone by the wayside at this point. And it's bad news. It's bad news bear, in my opinion. It shouldn't be like that. It shouldn't be like that. There should be a dedicated player, yes, that has a connectable speakers to it per se. And if or not, just make an interface that is cross-compatible with all of your Mozart products, that you can link it. Let's say if you have a stereo paired set of levels, for God's sakes, for all I care, right? Or emerges that you could control with this streamer.
Yeah, there's no reason they can't do this with the BeoConnect core.
And that too, like that's another, like you can have a set of 50s connected to the core and you control it with your fucking iPhone and an app that sometimes crashes mid-play.
Yeah.
So have something that is graceful and not as much tactile, but you need something that I would prefer. In all honesty, I would prefer an old school iPod, or not iPod, that's an insult. Not the iPod, the old Beocom 6000 or even better, the Serene scrolling wheel, where the bearings are so light that you don't even know you're touching or turning the actual metal. And that should be the volume control. I honestly think that they should go with something. You guys should go with something that is a logical platform for BNO people to use and entertain with. Maybe not. Don't take it as far as like, let's say the TV control. Like if you're controlling the theater, it's strictly for music, and that's it.
I mean, if it's just something that runs the app, I would be okay. Like, put your own chassis on it. Like, I don't like handing off my phone to people.
And that's another thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have anything to worry about in my phone to be handed over, but it's just a natural instinct, I guess, that people have that don't fucking touch my phone, man. Back in the
there's too much
Nokia
private
times,
shit on there.
That's right. Back in the Nokia times, it didn't really matter because you had your freaking Snake game and a couple phone numbers in it, maybe a couple 120 lettered text messages saved at the most, but not now.
I mean, I am still baffled to this day, right? And this is something that happened like 15 years ago, something like that, where a friend asked me to like, hey, can I I need to type something out and print it like on your laptop. I gave it like 10 minutes later, he was just browsing through all my files, right? Let's see what you have. It's like, what the fuck? Like, did your parents not hit you or something?
People's curiosity, man. So
yeah, it's
just like you have some cleaners that tend to go through your drawers for no fucking reason, dude. I told you to dust the top, not the insides of it. So
yeah,
it's just what it is. Seen it before.
I mean, other than that, higher priced products, that's strategy. Even the Be Remote 1 has gone up. It's like, how many dollars is
it's 600 Canadian. It went up $100. If it hasn't gone more now, I don't know.
Let's see, accessories. Right.
So yeah. Please BNO, consider an audio master. I understand that it's not the term that I guess it's currently used. It's a term of yesteryears, but we do need an audio master product. And I guess honestly, if you wanted to make it cheap, I don't mean in a bad way, but in a way that you don't really have a commitment to the speakers. No, like not even to put the speakers on to like, because then you have to like commit a location of some sorts and you can obviously design it for a multitude of placements, but I think that at the most I would harvest a DPL out of it, but not even that. I think that should just be a network device that sits on your Wi-Fi per se, or I wouldn't even hardwire it. Just sits on the Wi-Fi and you can move it from room to room and stream into whatever devices, basically like the BNO app. Maybe make it smart enough that you can set the proximity that, let's say, when you're within 6 feet of the BeoSound 2, it just starts. It just goes to the page where that controls it. That would be good. But I think they need something that just is browsing Tidal, Deezer, and BNO Radio without your goofy notifications interrupting all the time and all the other stuff. So I don't use my phone as I used to for work, but I still don't like to have it in my hand when I get home. So.
Wait, did you used to have hair, Sandeep?
Fucking hell.
I thought you came out of the factory like that.
So, yeah, if they did something like a Moment Mark II, dressed in a faster CPUs and blah blah blahs, because obviously we know for a fact that the aluminium work is going to be impeccable, and the whole design might be impeccable. Depends on what it is, because things rub people the wrong way no matter what. But use a better screen than what you had in the Moment, because that was atrocity a little bit, and whatever features you present, just retain them, please. There's no rhyme and reason why the middle button shouldn't have been replaced by the flow, which basically what it was anyways. Just different values of how much music to introduce to you.
Yeah.
Touché.
It's they should do a lot of stuff, but I don't think they want to.
They're interested in doing it, yeah.
Well, apparently nobody really seems to think that the current price for 18s is normal.
Yeah. I was within the it's a bit much place.
I mean, the major difference or schism between Europe and the US or North America has been that it's been ridiculously high here for a long time for 18s.
Yes.
I mean, even 2 years ago, it was like 12.5 grand for a set of 18s when it was got in equivalent money, even without the included sales tax, it was 8 or something in Europe.
Mm. Do women get involved on here? Yeah, yes, they do. We had one on a podcast, even, believe it or not.
She was even more into Lego than Willie was.
Pretty much, yeah. She definitely owns it. So,
I mean, she at least built a whole city for all the Lego people to live in.
To live in, my Lego people live on the shelf, looking at the machinery they're about to operate, and that's it. Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, the Lego city is, I guess, that's an infinite hole if you go down it. With Technic, it's just little less crazy because you just buy the models and you put them on the shelf and play with them every now and then. But yeah, I just did the count. I need 76. No, more than that. 72 72 AA batteries.
Holy
I need to buy
moly.
to put them to get all my Lego sets powered up.
Jesus.
So yeah, it's a lot of weight too.
Yeah. You can't take that on a plane. It's too much energy.
So no, that's a lot of power, I guess, if it goes sideways. But yeah. I don't know what Dewey actually means by that. If women get involved, I think women are always involved. It's just not here. Women are more or less involved in the process of decoring a house in a way, and they have the say over, what you put in it.
Throw pillows, blankets,
all that shit. So that's.
I mean,
that's
it's also YouTube. YouTube, I think, is 80% men.
That is being consumed.
Yeah. If I look on my channel, it's something like 92% male and 6% women, and then 2% we don't know.
But I would agree, because looking at my girlfriend's habits, she scrolls through Instagram more than she does watch anything on YouTube for content. And if she watches anything for content, it's either Netflix or Prime. So where I consume YouTube more or less nonstop, that's my main source of, I guess, entertainment per se. When I watch a movie, it's very, very, very few and far in between. And then again, on my premium account, I do have movies in YouTube, and it is what it is for what quality it is, and it's still in surround, believe it or not. So.
Well, I mean, my missus I don't think would have ever bought B&O if it wasn't for me, right? But now that it's ingrained, it's sort of like, why would we do anything else?
That's how I changed my girlfriend too. And I didn't really mean to do it. It's just once she saw, the beauty of it, the quality of it, with the V1 per se that I gave her, the sound, the TV, the whole bit, and everything's controlled by one remote, even though an Apple TV's in the drawer type of thing, and it's fucking clean. Yeah, and then, her biggest eye-opener was when she went to her friends to watch a movie on a regular classic, whatever, Samsung default sounds, whatever the fuck comes out of these things. Terrible.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, then you realize, I guess, it's worth the money and how old it is and how it still works,
Yeah. I mean, there's a reason BV11s are still going.
Even the V1, the Avant, like, it doesn't really look that dated as a television. Because if you hang an LG panel without their flush bracket, but you put it on the default bracket, it's still got more or less the same offset almost. But it doesn't have the sound and it doesn't have the processing power. But yes, it has a great picture. But quite honestly, so does Avant if you feed it proper signal.
Yeah,
and proper lighting.
If anything, it's a bit more of a different picture.
It's more natural to me, I find, on the older B&O TVs than the nowadays, where they don't really have control over the picture. Now it's all this AI picture adjustment and your whatever custom modes and this and that, and you have to spend so much time on fucking around with it till it's perfect or the way you want it at least. I mean, I for some reason have the curse of jitter. Like I can see the jitter when there's a shitty bit rate. I can see.
I mean, if nothing else, right? Like these modern OLED panels, and don't get me wrong, I love them, but like it's an overflow of color that the human eye does not necessarily naturally perceive all the time.
Bro, I've been to football games so many times, never seen the colors that I see on the TV when I watch football games.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's just it's overwhelming in a way.
The grass is not that green.
No, definitely not. And the reds are not that red. But there was some weird anomalies that we had on the LG panels with the hockey games. The ice was like over processed, like it tried to process the reflections from the stadium, and the ice looked literally like mud water was frozen. That they were playing on a mud water.
All white.
Yes.
Because the ABL, the light balancing kicks in like crazy, because otherwise it goes to like 800 lumen, right? And it just burns itself out.
Yeah, it's pretty weird how they did that.
Ice hockey is one of these weird sports that is almost impossible to like film correctly. And then also to project correctly. Like, even if you have a mini LED TV, right? Like, it's not even just OLED. I mean, and then, like, you're looking at something from a camera angle that is quite far away, and the thing you're looking at that's important is only about that big.
Yes.
So it's like 3-4 pixels moving around. Like ice hockey on TV to me is more a sport that you sort of tell by body language what's happening. More so.
Remember when the NHL did the tracers on the pucks? That was years ago. That was weird.
It's because you can't see it.
Yeah. Well, that was.
I mean, also they're so fast, right? Like, I mean,
sometimes the camera don't even catch it.
I mean, a slap shot of one of these guys is going like 100+ kilometers an hour.
Mm-hmm. People that have super saturated TVs most wonder why the room would look so dull. Yeah, but also I think that it depends where you buy the TVs and who sets them up. Because some people put them to like vivid color or some nonsense fucking preset that everything's just overpowered, right? And man, like it's the way I see it. I always give the people the default of what it's supposed to be like. Let's say as per B&O's prescribed manual, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I go from there. This is what the picture should be as perfect to be look like. And then whatever you want, if you want brightness, more color, here you go. I'll adjust it for you. At the end of the day, it's not my eyes that are going to be burnt out on it. So, and then sometimes you just got to take it that way.
Yeah, I mean, I understand the vivid mode as a sort of display tactic or like a show of force, right? But I wouldn't want to look at it permanently.
Mm.
I mean, it's sort of like, want to see what this can do, set it to vivid, right? And put one of those demos on. Sure, that makes sense. But like, I'm not watching a film that way.
No, and that's the thing. Like, most of the TVs are set in like almost a torch mode, I guess they call it, in the showrooms, right?
Yeah.
And then they dim the ones down that they don't want to sell. So then oh my god, this is a great picture. Yeah, of course it is, because it's juiced, bro. It's juiced to shit, and you get home, it's gonna be not the same unless you juice it the same. But I don't know. I don't really shop in the stores anymore, to be honest with you. If I go to the mall, it's more or less the food court.
Like this is not like this white cable, right? It's not fucking radiating into my eyes when I look at this.
Yeah, but it's very bright. Yeah, it's very bright on the screen as well.
But in vivid mode, it's sort of like, ooh.
Oh, it's cable. Like you're holding a Halo, for God's sakes, and I'm not talking the remote.
So it's one of these things.
Yeah. So, yeah, other than that, I guess there's not much going on with B&O. It's middle of summer, and that's where there is no activity. Even maybe hope the sheep are not going hungry on the farm.
Yeah, well, at least they have grass.
The Beo sheep.
Yeah.
That's it. So, yeah, I'm wondering what... well, I'm wondering on podcast but I know what's coming. So I just wonder when and what is going to be I think the prices are going to be steep for new things. If they're going to follow their logic, or because they can't start again cheap and then raise it every 3 months. It's terrible. So
yeah, I would sincerely hope that they don't, because like, what the hell?
Where is that?
Harrods in 2020.
Oh shit, that's a long time ago.
Well, I mean, the 18s and the 90s now have been with us for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the 18s are nearing 26 years with us.
18s, no.
Sorry, 13 years with us.
13 years.
Yeah. I mean, the 90s have been with us for 10 in a few months.
It's so crazy. It doesn't even look like it. Yeah, that's a nice wall. That used to run on Biosystem 4, from what I remember correctly.
It was so cool that it could flip away.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, that was the balls, dude, back in the day.
So they said as much in the last investor call. Any new product would come at current high or even a bit above prices. Well, if that bloody stops them from raising the price 6 months later, that would be a better idea, in my opinion.
In my opinion as well. Yeah, I think that, because then it's just, that's what it is now. Don't play around. I still don't think like these atelier projects are worth the amount that they're asking for them. I think it's too much. I think there should be a $500-600 difference tops between the products.
Unless there's anything coming out for their 100th celebration. Well, unless they kept the lid on it so tight.
Yeah.
They're doing a few things here and there, but nothing like the 90s.
No, that's kind of hard to beat.
Which is like, I understand it, but like, I also kind of don't. Like, I almost feel like, wait, you guys didn't expect to get to 100? Like, and you just went out with the bang like 10 years ago for 90? Mm-hmm. Like, 10
Yeah,
years ago, did you not know that? Like, were you so uncertain that you had planned absolutely nothing for 100?
or did they not have enough resource to do it with?
Yeah, but you can
10
hardly say
years you
like
can't like
when the
fuck.
90s started, right? They probably started in like the fucking financial crash, like 2008. They barely had any resources then.
I guess fair enough for the research. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, didn't Jeff say it took him like 8 years?
Yeah.
So he started in 2007. Like, and they were riding high in 2007, and in 2008, everything was gone for everybody, everywhere.
Pretty much. Yeah, I remember those times. Sucky. But yeah, I remember the 18s come out with the 19, and then the 17s went to Chicago. No, not Chicago. San Francisco for training.
Yeah,
Good times. And it was
we had
dirty
them
already
like
back
the
then.
November, December thereafter.
Hmm.
Fucking like these are amazing speakers. Like like the mix is just great. And yes, the non-B&O people still don't like him because there's not enough bass and it's too expensive and yada yada yada. It was like if you're into B&O, nobody cared at the time.
That, and I also think that it's I compare them to also sculpture, right? And these are functional sculptures where people buy a fucking $50,000 bronze statue and put it in their foyer in the front of the house, and it's just there to collect dust. It doesn't really do anything. Where you buy yourself a beautiful B&O system, it looks great in the room, but it also entertains you. You know.
Well, also this era of B&O to me anyway sounded the best to me and still does.
Hmm.
Like the three sound all right, but then they don't sound the same. Like the tweeter is a bit more mellow and whatnot, not in a bad way.
Lap threes.
Yeah, they're very impressive for what they are, but in terms of like a clarity of sound and stuff, I like 18s way more. And
Well, 18s are ported where the threes have the passive radiators, right? So there is inherently an inaccuracy in bass reproduction.
yeah, but it's not just that; it's the sound signature more so, right? Like
Yeah.
for us, like I really enjoy fives, but I think 50s are better to like in terms of sound signature.
Yes. I would
Would
definitely agree.
would I happily have a set of fives? Sure, yeah, like no problem. Say like I have had threes, right? Like threes are nice.
I wouldn't go for fives again.
Well, I don't have downstairs neighbors anymore, so it's fine.
Yeah, I couldn't do that here, man. I used to have them. Fuck, man. These are like the 90s don't make as much ruckus on the floor as the fives do.
but there's it's not just the like it's just the sound signature, right? Like the new Mozart stuff. Like was it David, I think, said that he bought 18s because he prefers them over 28s and he has 19s. I agree. Like
Hmm.
the 28s sound very nice, don't get me wrong, but I prefer the combo of 18, 19. And that's
To me,
before you even get to the looks.
28 sound great on moderate listening volume. Like it's like honestly, they are, in my opinion, they're a glorified version of the 6000s from the yesteryears when it comes to the equality of sound performance. They sound great till about 55, 60. After that, they fall apart completely on the bass. The
Yeah.
ABL is too strong. It just can't handle. Even on the concrete floor, it has a little bit more. But that's one thing that they suffer with, and maybe that is also the reason why there is a need for a DPL subwoofer.
Yeah. I mean, funnily enough, like 8s sound to me way better than 28s do in terms of a balance of sound.
Mm. That Halo's mounted way too high, in my opinion.
Well, for me, it would probably be normal.
Fuck. 28's on the wall, and with the level on the wall too. I like that. Did you see that wall bracket for the level on the Discord somebody put out? I think it was
Yeah,
actually
Christian.
Christian put it out. That's not a bad idea, honestly.
Yeah, it's probably the way they should have made a wall bracket, so you can have it the normal way up.
Yeah. Oh, the New York edition. That's the nicest BeoSound 2 or BeoSound 1 that they've made, in my opinion. The New York edition was balls.
Ed says BeoLab 5s are beginning to have too many problems with the chassis. Yes, not just that. It's not just the edge, but I also have a feeling like B&O has a harder time fixing them, even with newer chassis. Like, I've never heard so many stories of, like, I sent my chassis in for repair, got them back, and there's still an issue.
I don't know. When we fix them, there's no issues, but it takes forever.
No, I know, and I know it's very
That's
like
the problem too.
Hit or miss, but it seems. Look, if I sent them to my friend BeoBuddy in the Netherlands, right? Like, I know I would get the chassis back perfectly, but it seems like the people that send them to B&O, where, like, I don't know, maybe it's a parts bin where they and somebody was just rough with it, or like. And I'm not saying it's even 50-50. I'm more saying like it's probably 3 out of 100 times. But it used to be
I think that what happens is that they send you. There's two ways. I know for a fact there's two ways to order that repair. You can either send your chassis and have it by serial number repaired, or you can send your chassis for replacement, and then they just grab whatever the fuck is fixed off the shelf. If it's got the sticky back paint, now you get a sticky back paint.
Yeah.
Because I've seen that when we sent one was absolutely mint and it came back. I'm like, what the fuck, dude? The packaging foam stuck to the back of it. It was bad. It was pretty bad.
Yeah,
this is also sexy on the wall bracket. Yeah. I like it. B&O should make a trim for the LG screens in gold.
I mean, that's another thing. 18s on wall brackets is what would they call it? Sugar stacks magic or whatever the hell.
They look much sexier than the 28s with the big subwoofer on the bottom.
Yeah,
in my opinion. Then again, I've done a wall bracket set in bronze. They look sweet, but I just not for me. But yeah, too bad that wall is gone. And that was one of very expensive decisions that they made to make dealers do that. Not many people were very happy about that. But I wonder if that turning wall, the stage, is still happening in, what was it? Not in Struer. I forget. I showed the book the other day.
Oh, Herning?
Herning, yeah. B&O Herning, if they still have that. Because from what I heard, there was a lot of issues with the motors and stuff, and blah, blah, blah.
I mean, 18s just look fucking magnificent wherever you put them, essentially.
For the short little time they have on the market.
I mean, keep an eye out, everybody. Like, dealers probably will give you a discount. I have already heard a few dealers that are like, because there's no, like, if they're EOL like fully in like 3 months, right? And if you have a few pairs sitting there as a dealer, there's no reason to keep them in your store.
No, I know that there's going to be a lot on order from us for Quebec Fun for sure. They're going to order a whole bunch. Just like the stages, because there is nothing in between for the time being as well to sell.
Yeah.
And whenever the rumor has it that the new stage replacement will come out, it'll come out. But then I still think that, knowing B&O, and we've been around it, even though the Mozart platform is more or less fully baked per se.
DPL isn't.
And yeah, that's going to be an issue with, I think, the new products. They're going to have some problems still, no matter what. Like, there's always software problems in the beginning of some kind.
Wait, why is Instagram being?
Pixely.
No, it's being weird. It's going around in circles I don't want it to go.
It's a C-panel tilted on a articulated wall bracket.
This is so American, by the way. You hang it above a fireplace, like very high, and then you tilt it down. So that
well, fuck, those tweeters are 8 feet in the air, man. It's so American. God, it is.
I mean, it still looks good, but it's a bit weird in terms of positioning, right?
Yes. Not the neatest of the cable managements, but old school.
Yeah. Oh, this is a nice setup. Oh, it's Vancouver.
Very nice.
They need water bottle management.
Yeah. Oh, damn. Yeah, way to ruin the picture, eh? It's a beautiful 24-pack of Aquafina.
Has anybody bought these, iPhone cases yet?
I only have the card strip. I like it. But I don't have an iPhone, so I can't really use it. Or those cases, I don't have any. There's no purpose for them.
Yeah.
I like the top hat on the S8 or 14, whatever the sub is.
I guess you can always lay like the burger on there to get the same look.
Yeah, that was a great system. People were pissed about the 5-in-1 for some reason. The dealers didn't like it, but it was a great idea in my opinion. And they should have made more of it.
I kind of want another set of 18s now. I don't know why. It'll be quite useless, but...
Oh, dude, come on. You don't need more. You got enough. You've got enough.
Yeah, but sometimes I'm wondering, right? Like, should I just get another set of 18s, clear this out, put it all in the living room, get rid of the 50s and get 90s, and then this...
There's a way.
Barry asks, regarding problems with the chassis of the 5s, what's going to happen in 10, 15 years with the 50s and 90s? I actually think in terms of design and what I've heard from repair people, it's a much easier proposition. Granted,
yeah, there's way more space
needs to be made right, but like in terms of like...
But there's way more space for cooling. There's way more space for cooling on the inside the 90s and even 50s. And the arrangement of the boards is way easier to replace on a module level than.
Well, there's also
with
less heavy stuff hanging off a PCB that needs to be gooped down into it so it doesn't shake itself loose and that sort of stuff.
There's only a few power supply boards that are like they have really heavy transistors or the resistors on them or capacitors per se, and those are gooped up. But anything that I could see that would go with it wrong is very easily accessible. Yes, it's 40 something 2 screws or whatnot to get to the panel, but you know what? You order a repair suitcase and you can fix the speaker.
For 90s maybe, but for 50s, I think it's 3 or 4, and then it tilts open and you can like unplug it.
Well, you have to open that entire. You have to open that entire heatsink module from both sides.
Yeah.
On the 90s, right? So you still have to, even if I were to do any God forbid service on them, I would have to skate them out into the middle of the room so I can open the 2 back panels out and have access to the boards. And yeah, you need a service suitcase because the suitcase comes with the decharging probes for the capacitors, and there's 400 and 800 watts or volts inside those caps on the board. So if you touch that, it'll fuck you up, man. So and to even to drain them, like it's 45 seconds till that LED dies off on the decharger. So yeah, dude, that's a big horse kick if you don't do that. And I've worked on the 90s before. The first thing we did, unplug it and drain the power out of it, and then have a grounding sheet and do everything. Like it's not fun.
I mean, I guess it's a quicker way to wake up than morning coffee.
Oh, fuck. I think that you don't want to be
Yeah,
waking like that. That's a bunch of espressos in the same jolt. Fuck.
Yeah.
But yeah, nowadays everything is way more serviceable than it used to be in the era of yesteryears. Like per se, lap threes were a nightmare to work on a little bit because it was all more or less one module, and the same thing with the fives. 8000s were okay, but you had to cut into the seals and shit where that's non-existent with the 28s as far as the repair is concerned. You have to do it with the 18s to cut the seals so you can remove the chassis. It's not like it's the end of the world, but I'm not a fan of it. That's a beautiful setup, by the way. The Avant 90th anniversary.
Yeah, the Love Edition or
the Rose Gold Edition. Love Affair.
Yeah,
that's what it was. I love that.
Those 18s Love Affair are also quite pretty. The 19 Love Affair is quite pretty.
Yes. Yeah, I have a friend that bought a set from me of that with the 85-inch Avant in Love Affair edition. It's exactly that same setup. It looks beautiful, except it doesn't have the cool ass table underneath it. At least that TV was with the two fans in it, but unfortunately placed in the wrong spot over the fucking power supply and amplifier board. It should have been on the other side.
I mean, they could have just left the safety on the video engine, right?
Yeah, but then it would have started turning off on people like a motherfucker, dude. Let it.
Yeah, but if you know that, then why do you take it off? Like, why is the option either like we can't have it turn off, but we can have
Avant 55? Avant 55 was the first non-fanned B&O TV that they've ever made, in my opinion, that I can recall. Other than like the CRTs and whatnot, but all the panels from CRTs on, they had fan cooling in them. BeoVision 10 had a fan.
Yeah, my 1046 had a fan in it, and whenever it got too dusty, you would start hearing it.
Yeah.
And then
mine
was on the wall, so you would have to get it off the goddamn wall to like lay it on its front to
blow it off. And
my god, that thing was so heavy and so delicate. It was such a pain in the ass to do that.
Yeah, 46 was not a joke. I've installed a few of them. Call this, man. Get some soda. It was that TV, I remember, and especially the bracket was so weirdly designed that it didn't have a stopper unless you put it on. But when you were hanging the TV there, it was very likely that you would either damage the drywall with the edge or you would fuck up the TV's edge with the brick wall. It was not the funnest TV to install.
Yeah.
But it looked beautiful. Fuck. Too bad when those die now, they're over with too.
Yeah.
I guess that's the only drawback with B&O, when you just get used to that thing for so long. It's been with you for so many years, and then it's dead, and it's hard to accept the fact that now you have to switch into something different, looking on something different.
Yeah, though
it functions differently.
Though in terms of a TV, a theater is a very good upgrade.
Yeah, I know, you can't go wrong with the theater at all.
And even if you don't like that, a Harmony is amazing too, because it's much more classic B&O.
Yeah, it's way more classic B&O. I agree.
Like I almost don't understand why like you can have a G5 on a Harmony, but with on-screen menu, but you can't for a theater.
Yeah, that's, to me, it's still baffling that how would they, but then again, that's not a Mozart. Maybe that's the limitation, where the Mozart doesn't have that already implemented at all.
Yeah, but it's so much nicer to have your on-screen menu, at least I feel.
Yeah, I do agree absolutely with you. I've gotten used to the app now so much that I don't even give it a second thought. I would love to have the 90s with the aluminum panels just on the bottom. I wouldn't go for the crazy woofer covers, even though they're fucking beautiful. Colors, those are nice. Too bad they're renderings only.
Well, the one on the left is essentially that Samurai edition.
Yes. Yeah, but the other one is definitely not. Is it a Japanese B&O shop?
The previous one was Thai, but this looks Japanese.
Probably is. Yeah, it's nice. We'll see what the new era brings. What's another 100 years going to look like? Well, I'm not going to be here to see the other 100 for the B&O, but unless they invent something that'll keep us going for a long time. But we'll see.
Yeah, you can Neuralink yourself into the next 100 years of B&O.
Yeah, I don't know if I would be cool with chips in my head. I'm not even cool with chips in my pantry anymore because it's just... Ugh. So some of these pictures are so unrealistic, but some of them are actually like, a real life livable instead of that art form that comes with it. Oh, that's a murder on that wall with the shape. That's sick.
This is a nice apartment or whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
Great placement for the 18s too.
Yes. There's got to be more than that in there. There's got to be another pair on the other side of that frame picture.
Yeah, probably.
Artwork. But yeah, they're sexy. Oh, this is back when the Avant was cool. You could see that B&O cable manager coming down from the Avant. That's Jacob Jensen designed this. What was that? Biomaster something.
6,000.
6,000.
Yeah, I love this design.
Only problem over the years, you have the fingerprints on all those buttons that are just like, I guess, get passed. The oils get passed through the anodizing or pushed in.
Yeah, but it's 40 years old now.
Yeah,
no more.
I like it. No, wouldn't buy it anymore, but I like it. That's pretty cute. The 90s. With the fucking Samsung frame, I guess. Ugh.
I mean,
the black 90s look so dominant. These are a cool color combo. The silver inside or white, I guess.
I mean, I do like 28s, but they're just not as stylish as 18s. Nowhere near.
No. That new level is kind of interesting. That's one picture over from that to the left, I guess. Yeah.
Oh yeah, the Atelier one.
Mm-hmm.
But from what I remember, for this cover, you pay like $400 or $500 more.
Yeah, which is silly.
Because like nothing else is like the
changed.
Aluminium is just a bare silver version.
Yeah, I would love to get that top, like the actual thing in black anthracite for mine, the aluminium edge cover, chassis, whatever. The rim.
Yeah. I mean, this is another thing I don't think many people realize about the 8,000 foot, how fucking club footy it is.
Oh yeah, I know. It's two of those 18 feet together.
Not even.
Yeah. Yeah, those were heavy back then.
It's like even the 18 feet are ridiculously heavy for how slim they are.
Maybe they went with some denser metal on the 18s.
Yeah, I think so.
Than actual steel, that steel insert that is inside the 8,000 foot. Because I don't know what metal is. I think it's some sort of a cast metal on the front, on the outside, but the actual steel ball, whatever that round thing inside is the main weight.
I mean, the black and anthracite 18s are just...
The piano black 18s look weird. They look like they were made out of plastic. The lenses definitely look weird. I first saw them in Struer in 2015 when they showed us the BeoSound 2 prototype before it was released, which was kind of surprising to everybody that they showed us that. But yeah, it's the Bon voyage, 18s. Bon voyage. It's been a good run, but it's time.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know. It's just sad because they're so iconically B&O, right? Because they're to me anyway, to me they're better than 8000s, not just in terms of sound, but in terms of looks purely.
Oh yeah. And the irony that he hated to approach the 8000 redesign because it's such an iconic speaker, but he made even a longer lasting. Not in production, I don't think it was a longer lasting icon, right? Because the 8000s came out in 1994, and they got discontinued in 2000 what 8-ish, let's say 2010, when with the last rendition of him as an 8002. But essentially, it was the same thing, just digital amps and grill cover was a little different. They put a little lens light guide in there and changed it. But yeah, there has still been people that hated the look of them. I've still had clients that couldn't stand the look of the 18s. It's just where it's at.
Yeah, I mean, I've met a few of those as well.
Or lap 3s in white color. They look like fucking eyeballs. Take them off my wall. God, it's okay. That's just what it is.
I mean, I know I'm incredibly biased towards 18s. I mean, I had 8000s. They were fine.
Mm-hmm.
They just, I don't know.
I even had 6000s and they were okay, but that was the era of exploratory for me for B&O because I essentially wanted to own every single product that they had in the portfolio up to then.
I mean, one of the weird things to me is like 8000s were, how would you say? They were more like 3 feet and further away good speakers in terms of looks.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you got up close, right, like then you started seeing like the weird details, like you have to like flip that flap open on the top and then the side flap to get the cover off and that sort of shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Whereas like with the 18s, it's like even up close, there's so much detail and it's so hidden.
Yes.
Like you can't really tell that these outer slats come off from wherever you look.
No, you can't. And I like the fact that the whole bottom foot part is a good cable well, so you can actually hide the wire, where it was more or less impossible with the 8000s or 8002s.
Yeah, and
it
if
was
you had
just enough for the DIN plug and the power cord. That's it.
Especially if you looped one to the other, right? Like
you can't do that with the 8000s because they only had one input for the power link. That was not even a daisy chain option. You had to run the fucking power link splitter.
Because we had 2 inputs used, I think, on one of them. But anyway, when you did that sort of toggle thing, that flip out connection bit, right? It wouldn't shut anymore. Like you would click it, and then as soon as like you had any bass, it would like let itself go, and it was always popped out a bit.
If they must have been spliced to one in power link,
or maybe it was
the
like
socket level.
The Mark II cable. Then maybe it was that. I don't remember. Is it like it's been? Well, it's been since 2012, right? It's been so long.
It's been some time, man. But yeah, those were 8000s and Lab 9 or 6000s and Lab 9s and 4000s had the daisy chain deep power link on. 8000s were the only ones. Even the 5s had that. 8000s and Lab 3s from the yesteryears of era of speakers. I wouldn't go back down to like the Lab 5000s and whatever, because those were completely different connections also. Still power link, but a little different.
I actually know what's on the screen here.
What is that?
It's a music video from Jamie XX Loud Places. It's one of the test tracks I use.
Oh yeah, that's funny. So it must sound good then.
Yeah. Oh, it does. It's a very demanding track because the highs are extremely clear, but it starts off with this sort of upper bass that goes down low.
Mm-hmm. Hello. I guess you guys are watching.
I don't know how to read your name at all.
Not at all. We're not even gonna attempt it. But hello from, I guess, Japan.
I don't know. It looks Chinese to me.
Chinese? I have no idea, brother. To me, these are just symbols, honestly.
Yeah, but there's a difference in the type of symbols, right? Like the Korean ones are really square. The Japanese ones are really sort of like almost like there's a filter on them, like they're smoothed out, like they're just sort of beauty filters, and the Chinese ones are sort of in the middle.
So it is Chinese. It says Michael Jordan is the GOAT.
Oh.
Based on Google Lens Translate. So Michael Jordan is the GOAT. Thanks, buddy.
I agree with you.
The power of Google Translate and today's day and age, because otherwise I would have no idea what that says. But yeah, this was one of the best grills that they have ever designed, in my opinion, period, bar none.
Yeah.
Full stop. The Vision 14 wood lamellas. I'm a stupid that I still sold the lamellas, because I would have bought the BB11 later on in life and had the sexy on the wall. Because that would have been good for BB11 too. So, yeah, it is the universal language of love for B&O, I guess. We've been doing it for a long time, my friend. A long time. I was never really, honestly, a big fan of the Eclipse, especially on the motorized floor stand, because it kind of swiveled when it was too thin on a 65-inch. You know what I mean? Like that solid was a little bit gone from it. Like when you had the 75 or 85 on the table stand or floor stand, I mean, it just moved so gracefully. This one doesn't swivel as much, but you can still when it starts. But I guess this, due to the suspension of the SMI.
I mean, I did very much like it that it had that dual axis platter.
Yeah. Was it retainable, you think, for the theater? Or it would look weird to attach it to, I guess. Maybe that was the problem, the center of gravity.
It could be done, but you would end up with a weird pole again, right? And I'm not sure that a pole, like a round object coming out of the middle of the bottom of the theater itself, would look good.
That's exactly what I'm thinking. Like, it just wouldn't look. I'm sure there was a sketch of it at some point. Because why not reuse that tech, right?
Yeah, I mean, I would also think that in terms of manufacturing, the platter would have had to be like a Avant 75 size, right?
Yeah.
It would have had to been a lot bigger, and it would have been a lot more expensive to make.
Yeah. It's already expensive as it is, the platter for the theater.
Yeah.
Ironically, the most expensive stand that they had in portfolio since the stands were stands.
Yeah, but it's also adjusted for new prices, right? Like if the Avant was still sold, if the Avant was made with an OLED panel, you probably were looking at 30, 40 grand for just panel, for just without the platter, right?
Yeah. Fair enough. You win. But yeah, these are those special edition ones, right? That they came out with the turntable.
Yeah.
The titanium oxide or whatever they're called.
Was it the 7220 or whatever it was, or something like that?
It was something like, it was like a woman's proportion. So those three pairs of numbers: 72, 22, 52, some.
From what I hear, not that many people, when they went over by that, got them with 18s. They got them with like 28s or 50s.
Which makes sense to me.
Yeah, because that combo was already like 40.
It was silly money. No, wasn't it $72,000 or some shit?
Could be, yeah.
With the turntable, when we did the math, I remember vividly that the cabinet, the leftover money from the price cost of all that, would have been $36,000 for the cabinet.
Yeah, it was insane.
It was something idiotic, but you know what, it's a collector's item, and that's just where it's at. Like, if that's I guess that's the same thing for me. Like, I have the first pair of white BeoLab 90s ever made. You know, that's my special, right? Like, I don't think many people would appreciate that after they buy them if I sell them. But maybe some B&O people that I guess when you're buying the 90s, it's a different story. But yeah, mine are still with sequential numbers on the serial, which you no longer get if you get now, because they're pulled from different stocks.
Would you think a tilting table stand like this for the theater could be cool? I mean, obviously it wouldn't drop the speakers, but it would just like...
I would rather have it rotate. Or do it like, because then you're talking like 740 territory, right? Where you could just articulate both ways. Would that be a cool idea, to have the theater as a 7.2 and articulated screen mount? That the theater stays the way it is, and then the TV just turns like it was on the 740? That would have been cool too.
Yeah.
Would have been expensive, but a white Avant. How in the fuck?
Paint.
Holy, I've never seen that. I have never seen that. That must have been before bespoke was a word that was cool. But that is sick. But into purposes on table stand, it loses timelessness design, and on the stand it adds a lot. Yeah, it does add a lot on a stand.
Wait, this is Stefan. Yeah.
Yeah, this is Stefan's house.
Back when he still had that Sony, I think.
No, this is the cheap angle already, I think. Because it was after, I brought the walnut grill as well. See what the walnut for. He lucked out too, fuck, on the walnut, because now it's bespoke. Now it's $4,500 for the bloody grill. Canadian. Yeah. Something like that. It's a little too much. Compared to what, $2,500 for the aluminium one from Tangerino?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
You missed that. Well, you should probably have already known that they're EOLing the 18s.
That's what you missed. So we're giving them a farewell on this podcast, I guess.
I mean, also, if you want some, look out for deals, because most likely they'll
start popping up.
Yeah. Well, also dealers will probably sell new ones at a discount, right?
Or that, or there's going to be could be another trade-in incentive. Trade your 18s for 28s type of thing, just like they did 5 for 50.
Yeah.
Right? So they give you some money off, and then they, again, resell them somewhere else. Which wouldn't be a bad idea for some people.
These speakers are one of the few speakers that will most likely keep, like, if they don't burn out anything, there's no reason that they will stop working.
No.
Like, it's nigh on impossible to overjuice them.
The best way to keep them going forever is have them on a power link, because it disables the Wi-Fi module, and the power supply is not on, powering the WiSA module, looking for when the rest of the system turns on to be playing. Or put them on WiSA receivers, which I know it's stupid, but then you can definitely prolong the life of the speaker, because it's the WiSA receiver that is now on all the time instead of the speaker, which is on power link. It's hardwired to it. I know it's redundant, but it's one way to save it.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, yeah, they're just gorgeous.
Yeah.
I mean, I think part of the gorgeous, honestly, is the exquisite build quality of that lens.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm kind of sad we're getting away from the whole lens business.
That lens is almost reminds me of like if you look, if you don't look at the shape of it, but just the tubular structure, it almost reminds me of like they've cut the BeoCenter 2 floor stand in chunks and then put the lenses on it. You know what I mean? Because it's the same, almost the same profile of the BeoCenter 2 floor stand as far as the lens meat stuff goes in.
I mean, when these go, the only thing with lenses left are BeoSound 2 and 50s, right?
Yeah. And is that like, does that even have an acoustic lens logo on it for the BeoLab BeoSound 2?
I don't know.
I don't think so, bro, because it's not. Acoustic lens was the 180 degree dispersion patent. No, not 360.
Yeah.
Well,
it's the same principle, but it also, to me anyway, does a similar thing to the highs, right? It makes it very airy.
Mm-hmm.
Quite honestly, I think the 8s with their DSP do a better job of making the highs very airy in wide mode specifically.
Mm-hmm. I prefer the 8s on the wide mode than narrow mode from the time I had a chance to listen to them.
It's also crazy how they keep on being accurate, even if you're way off axis.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're
very well tuned speaker. Yeah. Very well tuned speaker. Wonder if the shape has a lot to do with it, that the frequencies just don't bounce off the sharp edges because it's more or less all rounded around itself.
Yeah, God, Joe and Sandeep, I agree with you. Like, where the hell are the updates for the H100s?
The sweet spot.
Yeah,
not so sweet anymore.
Fluid sweet spot thing. I mean, I think I've said it before, right? But they sell things with a promise, which they kind of shouldn't do.
Yes.
Like, add it as a bonus later.
Well, Lab 90's got their self-tuning software completed, almost a year later from the date of release, I think it was, or at least 8-9 months.
Yeah, but the fluid sweet spot is...
Well, that's, I think, more or less a forgotten feature in the promise, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but it's still on the website. I mean...
that's the kind of shit you tell a girl on the first date, you know what I mean, to impress, and then you never mention it again. But it stayed in the phone as a text message.
I mean, for the H100s, I don't think they could have sold them as is without the promise of the LDAC or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But it's sort of like, well, they promised it last year. It would be here this year, right? We're 8 months through the year, and technically they haven't broken their promises yet. But like at this point, what's the over/under that that they'll even manage it by December 31st?
Come on. I don't think they will. I think that fluid sweet spot is on such a back burner now because they've developed a lot of issues, I think, with the DPL, with, people's feedback on it. And, the stereo pairing is still sometimes iffy and whatnot. But I think a lot of that is to do with the network that is pre-existing as a condition in the house, because a lot of that is never addressed on a proper level. And that's it. I'm gonna just go with no, not here. So I don't know. For me, the headphones obviously are not the most important thing in the world because I don't really use them other than the 2 hours, well, 3 hours, I guess, because we blab a lot after on the podcast. And then occasionally now, for some reason, my EX is, since the new update that this fucking thing got, no longer connect to my panel. They connect. It says headphones connected, but no sound comes through Bluetooth.
That's strange.
So I'm fixing to reboot the TV because I haven't done that yet, and go from there and see. But yeah, it's pretty bloody annoying, to tell you the truth.
I mean, I as per usual, right? Like, I don't bear any ill will, but I have kind of had it with these promises of stuff happening at certain points, and they just completely fly by it, and they always have an excuse, which is sort of like, okay, but then why make the promise?
Or the workaround. That's another one. Oh yeah, if you guys want to bump us up, there's a workaround here too. Just leave a like.
Yeah.
That works. So, no, I like the headphones and whatnot, but like I said, I have no real need. And if they're gonna come out with that, the I guess the H100 equivalent of the earbuds for what, let's say $1,000 US, I don't think that I'm gonna hop on that bandwagon. I don't even care for the E11s because they're really not that much different off, I don't think, from the EXs, other than better noise canceling. But for what I use them in my house, it's not for mostly phone calls. They're fine.
Yeah.
It's sad that the Samurai Edition is almost as expensive now as the regular pitch black. If not, they didn't raise the prices on these, I guess, no? They just left them where they are.
I don't think so. I think they're still $250,000.
But
which, if you order the actual white ones, is probably only like 30 grand more, or like 15% more than white ones. And this is like all handmade, copper woven.
Yeah, the detail on these are insane. They're insane.
Like, and it's actual gold.
Yeah. No, they look cute. Says, so what makes this the end of the era? I think it makes what it really makes the end of the era is the acoustic lens is slowly dying off, and this is the last speaker from that era, right? Because I don't really count the BeoSound 2 or BeoSound 1 for that matter as an acoustic lens. I kind of as a 360 dispersion lens, more or less, because that was the design of that speaker. And the 50s, they kind of have that level 2 acoustic lens, which is motorized, right? So it's narrow and wide, and I don't think that is included in the original Sausalito Audio Works patent, where the 18s are the last ones that bear the patent sticker on the back, with I think Sausalito Audio Works.
Yeah, to me, it's also the end of an era of a very distinctive sound design.
Yes.
Because
now everything's self-tuning and smart, and these just sounded the way that they should have sounded in those 5 different rooms that they were measured in, and the average of was being made, and that's what they always sounded like.
What the hell?
In every room.
An ant on the wall.
There you go.
Like there's an ant literally sitting right there. Like, what the hell?
You have to fuck up the podcast, Carly.
Yeah.
So,
but
do you have the urge to kill it? You want to take a moment, get him over with?
But not just that. it's the 18s have a very distinctive sound that matches, to me, better with 50s and 90s than like 28s do.
For the surround, yes, and even for the quote unquote the quadraphonic experience, which I really never was a big fan of that. I personally, when I listen to music and I put them in, I guess a so-called quadro, I leave them as surround in the back, and just it opens up the soundstage more than having the 2 right channels and 2 left channels. That's fucking. I don't understand how you could just resist for this long to have this ant move another 3-4 inches on that wall, bro. I hope you're not going for like some fucking rate spray or something. Just whack them with the slipper. God's sakes. Maybe I'm too much of a boomer for that. Also, when you're whacking stuff with slipper, be careful if it's a white wall. You gotta gauge your, like, you need to just stun it and then finish him off on the floor or the carpet.
What the hell?
You don't just
go?
You don't just go full Hadouken on the wall and fucking leave a footprint and the blood splatter. Because it's never the skinny ones. It's always the juicies that are on the white walls. Don't kill the ant. Take it out. Save a life. Oh my god, you would have hated me as a kid with the magnifying glass.
Where the hell did it go?
Oh, you'll find him on the next episode.
I hate you, ant.
No, he's fucked up. It's like when you get if it's the same thing, I guess, when you have a mosquito buzz by your head at 2:00 in the morning in your bedroom. The fucking war is on, dude. Like, all the lights come on, at least in my house, all the lights come on, and until that thing is done dead, there is no stopping. So,
you bastard, where did you go?
He's going to tell his boys where the fucking hole at, bro. He's gonna bring more.
Well, I don't even know where it came from, because there's never any food in here.
But he does.
Yeah.
He's gonna tell the reinforcements, come to the BeoTalk room. Oh boy, this is some display of old school stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's good times.
Yeah. So yeah, the whole sound signature. It's to me, it was a refinement of what came before it. I mean, there was a progression in improvement from like 3s and 5s and stuff. And I mean, the 50s will stay, and so will the 90s. But 28 sound extremely modern compared, if like the 8s maybe
they're good
not
for
so
electronic music. They're good for electronic music. The instrumental sounds better on the 18s. They just sound more natural, and I think it's because of that goofy lens that makes it the way it does, because the instruments don't stand, they're just not that focused, right, in real life.
Yeah, we're just losing a bit of air and
yeah. Also, it's the last speaker that you could use more or less as a karaoke per se, if you decided to. Is that Eric's?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course it is. Yeah. Remember when we used to do that for the New Year's?
Yeah.
Good
But
days.
which BeoLab 50 do I pick now?
Gotta do them all 4 on the leap year. So.
Yeah, they all need like an extra ring of champagne glass.
The champagne halo. Yeah, but those were very clear David Lewis design from back in the yesteryears. I wonder how much change would there have been if he was still alive and with us, if he didn't get sick and pass away in 2011. How much longer would he stay as an influence in B&O design? I always wondered that.
I think he would have stayed until he would have gotten sick of it, which would have been a very long time.
Mm-hmm. Would he? I guess the Thorsten Velour and the David Lewis designers would be still, I guess, the go-to, and maybe Noto design wouldn't be where they are with B&O at this time. Yeah,
I'm pretty sure of that.
Because
like, who in their right mind would say, actually, David,
sorry.
Nah.
Yeah, but given the what Noto design is presenting, I really like the way that the direction that they have taken in design, especially, starting with the shape per se. Like, shape is awesome, but it's like the BeoLab 12 of the yesteryears, right? Where great speaker, it's very understated. Oh yeah, he found the end, bro. He's found the end. You got a vacuum, pussy? Just whack it. Okay, he's gonna.
It's on my
Well, it took 355 episodes for Mikey to vacuum an ant off the wall.
It was literally under the webcam.
See, there you go.
Like it somehow got from the wall onto the monitors.
Maybe that's not the same ant.
Well, it looked like
Oh, shit. It's going to be an interesting rest of the Sunday.
yeah. I see
But
no
yeah,
else.
nothing else is there.
So far, so good.
But yeah.
But yeah, I mean, who in their right mind would say no to David Lewis and Thorsten? Like,
no, their designs still stand the test of time to this day, of course. And it's just sad that Thorsten kind of moved away from Bang & Olufsen. I guess the Level and Halo were one of his last designs per se. Eclipse was obviously Avant, but then
yeah, I mean, but we don't know how that conversation went, right? Because he was asked to redo David's 8000, which became the 18s, which
he really hated to do, but
well, it was partially a stroke of genius and luck, but like maybe the idea was like, hey, let's revamp fives, do your thing, and he's like, no, not again.
Mm-hmm.
No, why do I have to remake everything he did?
Fair enough, yeah. Noto took a different approach to it.
Yeah.
So it's with the 90s.
I mean, the 50s are very different, which is also
yes.
Noto. So, I mean, I like what Noto does. Absolutely. It's just... but I have a feeling B&O is much more guiding in what they let them do than like where David was then.
Could be. But also, I guess, they've gone through the decades of eras, right? Like there was Jakob Jensen was there for a long time. Then David Lewis was there for a long time with Thorsten Velour at the end of it. And now it's Noto's turn for however many years they're going to be in as a primary designer for the product.
Ed says you can still see Jacob Jensen's influence today. Yeah, I think that's partially Noto being respectful, right?
Yes.
Because they essentially do a halfway down the line of Lewis and Jensen.
Yeah, with the Jensen, you can see that more or less on the level, I would say. Well, but that was Thorsten's design, more or less than anything. With the
but it's also the material choice, like where because Lewis was almost all aluminium. Like it was very black and white.
Mm-hmm.
It was very chromatic, if you will. And Jensen was all wood, essentially, with like aluminium accents. And now we are in that land where it's the aluminium with wood accents.
Or fabric, now they're going to move towards quite a bit. Or they're moving towards quite a bit, in my opinion. Because there's a lot of things that have a fabric cover that never had before. 7.2 never had a fabric cover. It was always aluminum perforated, right?
I think that's partially like modern cost of fabricating stuff.
To offset the cost and just put cloth on it.
Yeah, because aluminium, anything is like quite expensive.
Could be the. But B&O was also ahead of time with like the interior design, right? Like the things that became cool. It's usually by the time I guess the coolness of the Avant was realized. The Avant was discontinued.
Yeah.
So I think it's the same.
Anyways,
it is what it is. Episode 356 next week, y'all.
Yeah, we're closing in on the 365.
We are indeed, man. We are indeed.
Well, buy me a coffee /BeoWilly.
There you go. I'm gonna make some coffee donations.
Let's see. Is there anybody that we need to answer real quick? No, not for right now.
No, I think that's all there's to it.
If you think of any questions during the week, if Willie doesn't answer them, we'll hold them over for next week. So there's that.
Throw them down. All right.
Have a good week, everybody, and see you next one.
Bye.
Bye.